Hello, good morning everyone. Selamat pagi. Magandang umaga.
Good morning,
Kawan. Morning.
Selamat pagi.
Selamat pagi. Annyeonghaseyo.
Magandang umaga po.
Magandang umaga. Annyeonghaseyo.
안녕하세요.
Annyeonghaseyo.
안녕하세요.
Today we are entering our fifth or day 5 of our summer program. Well, time flies quite quickly because I still remember 5 days ago I opened our summer program, and now we are on the final session or final class of our summer program. Well, I think our summer program can conclude, but hope our connection will be still on. So yeah, on my last slide today, I will once again share the link for all of you who are willing to share the social media, your social media with each other. And hopefully through the social media connection, we can still be keep connected. Okay, later on my last slide. And today, I will go to present about the past and the present situation of COVID-19 in Indonesia. As yesterday, Dr. Werner already discussed about the COVID-19 pandemic from economic impact, while today I will talk about more wider vein or wider extent of the COVID-19 pandemic in Indonesia, which is not only economic, but other sectors, and how the government responds to that situation. And I said it is past and present. I said present because it is currently happening. Actually, we just had our government to implement what is called the social emergency situation, the one that I mentioned yesterday, and some of you also asked about what the Indonesian government response, and I hope my session today will answer all of your curiosity. Yeah, we are now on the emergency community activity restriction. I can say it is kind of a lockdown-like situation because our government really strict on this implementation and limit our mobility. As for me, I never been outside my home from last week because the restriction was just implemented last week on 3rd of July. That's why in conducting this summer program, we have some limitation, but we always try our best to deliver this summer program at its best. I will also tell you what is the limitation later on my last slide. Okay, hope you all enjoy our program so far, and if there are something that make you uncomfortable, that's what all we can do, and we always try our best, and I would like to apologize for that. Okay, I will just start then. That's just my opening, then here we go. So yeah, this is the past and present situation of the pandemic in Indonesia that I will present today. Oh, not to forget, I would like to say, how are you again? Kumusta? Dan habari ako di sana for Kenya, annyeonghaseyo, sabay dima for the Thai. Then apa nih, kemana aja na? This one I think is Bangladesh, right? Chicho Koe Kong for Vietnamese, Kahal Hein is for India, right? Hope I'm right. Okay, this is my agenda. I will first start with the COVID-19 timeline in the world and also in Indonesia itself. And I will talk about the Indonesian government and various policies. And I will conclude with the game changer, which is vaccine in Indonesia. Okay, the timeline of the COVID. I believe that all of you know that the first news about the COVID was back in 31st of December 2019. And it was back in Wuhan, China, as the very, I think we know it as the zero patient or patient number 0, right? And then after that, the COVID-19 spread out increasingly and dramatically. And now we are on this period, present. I said present because it is from the 31st December until now. And the post, I separate, I differentiate it to past, present, and post. Past was before the 31st, before the pandemic occurs, before the first COVID-19 occurs. Then present is starting from the 31st December 2019 until now, until today. Until today is 9th of July 2021. And the post, no one knows. We don't know when will the COVID-19 stop. Okay, that's why I said post, which is we don't know. Post means after the COVID. Then this is the current situation of the COVID in the world, where worldwide we have 185 million cases. I took this data 2 days ago, so quite update. And we had 4 million people deaths, and around 170 were recovered. So this is the present case in the world or worldwide. Then how about in Indonesia itself? The first COVID-19 was announced back in 2nd of March 2020. At the time, our president, President Jokowi, announced it. And it was one lady and her daughter who were affected or infected with the COVID. So they were both the first cases of the COVID-19 in Indonesia. And since then, since the 2nd of March 2020 until now today, I said it as a present. And the same, we don't know when will become the post of our COVID-19. This one is the at the time on the 2nd of March, because that was the very first one. Then it said breaking news, also announced in the national television nationwide at that time. And then if you remember yesterday, Dr. Werner said on the day that the first COVID-19 case confirmed or announced by our president, the Indonesian stock market decreased, right? And after that, it gets increased after the condition becomes a bit normal. So, but at the time or on the 2nd of March, you remember that the stock market, Indonesian stock market decreased, right? Then this is the present one. The present situation happened in Indonesia, and it is bad. I said it is bad because in the last few days, we have quite a dramatic increase. I think 4 days ago, it was still around 15,000 cases daily, but yesterday was around 39,000 cases daily in Indonesia. And it made the total of 2,300,000 or 2,400,000 cases in Indonesia these days. Okay. Later, I will also talk this one a bit more. I will not talk about the vaccination now, but on the later slide, because this one I just want to show you the situation today. If you see this one, on 7th of July, it was 34, but I think on 4th of July, it was still only 15,000 till 20,000. But only in 2 days, it increases to more than 30,000 daily cases. So it is, that's why we said it is bad. And now in East Java, you remember that Surabaya is located in East Java, right? Then the past was before 17th of March, because the first COVID-19 case was announced or was found back in 17th of March 2020. And I say the present from 17th until now, in the post, we don't know yet. It is 17th of March, East Java provincial government announced the first cases of COVID-19 back in 17th of March 2020. And then these days, or today, the number of cases in East Java is around 165,000 cases. While the highest, you still remember that the biggest city in Indonesia is Jakarta, and they contributed for 180,000 cases. Remember, Jakarta is only a city that only consists of one city, while East Java or other, like Java Barat means Western, Central Java, Jawa Tengah means Central Java, Java Timur means East Java. They are provinces, and provinces have so many cities, right? Consist of so many cities. Well, Jakarta only consists of one city with several surrounding or small cities surrounding the Jakarta city, and they contribute. See, compared to East Java, they contribute 3 times, around 480 cases to the national cases in Indonesia. So yeah, this one is Jakarta, the worst, while East Java is 165. Okay, if you see this one, let us see. This is the daily COVID-19 cases in Indonesia. See, in 7th of July, it reaches around 35. And yesterday, it reaches almost 40,000 already. But if you see, a few days ago, it was only still 15,000, 20,000. And only in a few days, it reaches 2 times already. From 20 and now is already 40,000. That's what I just mentioned before. So a very dramatic increase in the last few days. That's why the government need to implement the emergency restriction that I said before. Then that all the data of the Indonesia, the world, and also East Java of the COVID-19 cases. Now, I'm going to talk about what the government did and what the government is currently doing in order to respond the COVID-19 cases in Indonesia. I'm now begin with the what our government did in the past. So this is the past. Back in March 13, so almost, I think 10 days after the first COVID-19 case in Indonesia, our president ratified the presidential decree to establish the COVID-19 response acceleration task force. So this task force has the task to handle, monitor, and manage the COVID-19 cases in Indonesia at that time. And under this task force, there are few departments or divisions or official that make this task force, and they are consist of National Agency for Disaster that works with Ministry of Health, Indonesian Police, Indonesian Army, and regional government. Regional government means provincial government. Okay, so in Indonesia, in general, the comment are given by the Indonesian government in Jakarta, and it needs to be implemented by all provincial government in all provinces. Then in the past, on 13th of April, our president announced COVID-19 as a national disaster, seeing the very dramatic increase at the time, of course, of COVID-19 in Indonesia and worldwide. And as I mentioned, every province needs to implement and apply the comment from the Indonesian government. Then each province also need to have their own task force led by the governors, regions, and mayors. Okay, and then in the past, our government also applied the large-scale social restriction. I will show you what is the difference with the current one, the current restriction. This large-scale social restriction was also the same with lockdown, but it is not lockdown. Because lockdown means that no one can be outside, right? But in Indonesia, we say that large-scale social lockdown because some sectors, like yesterday, Dr. Werner said the online taxi driver, they can still be around, but they cannot take any passengers, but only the food delivery. So I will show you the different anyway in the next few slides. And it was back in Jakarta. It began from April until September. Okay. Then in Surabaya we also had it. It began the end of April until 8th of June. Because if you see the same, the Jakarta is somehow the epicenter of the COVID-19. They are always the highest. They always contribute the highest to the Indonesian COVID-19 case. And then in July, seeing that the COVID-19 cases were not really high at the time, and considering that the task force, this task force was only focused on the health. If you see this one, there is no related Ministry of Economics, right? Only the Ministry of Health. Then seeing considering that not only health that need to be paid attention, then our president changed that task force into the recovery team, which also covers the economic sector. That's why it is said, or the team is called or named COVID-19 Mitigation and National Economic Recovery Team. Remember, because the task force only focused on health. Okay, and then now at that time they changed to also economic. Wait, I need to meet one of you. Okay. Okay, now I'm going to the present. What happened today or these days or on July? It is not good because if you see the bed occupancy rate is more than 60%. You know what bed occupancy rate is? It is the number of the bed, hospital bed, not the hotel bed, of course. The number of the hospital beds that are available for patients compared to the total number of hospital beds available. And from the WHO standard, it must be less than 60%, because it is more than 60% means that almost all hospitals had or have patients already. And if someone are ill, they cannot have any more patients. And unfortunately, in Indonesia now, our bed of occupancy rate is around 80 until 95%. You can imagine how bad it is compared to the 60%. So the lower the bed occupancy rate, the better, because if it is lower, then it means that the hospitals can still accept or receive many more patients. But if it is high, meaning that the number of the beds are already limited. Even in Indonesia now, I think almost the same with Italy back in 2020 and India, that many of hospitals closed down or do not receive any more new patients because of their bed occupancy ratio is already high. They have no more beds for patients. And then currently also, as I mentioned, the daily case is 25,000 till around 40,000 daily. And it is ranked first worldwide for the daily cases. That the data, the yesterday data, that Indonesia is now ranked first for the COVID-19 daily case with around 40,000 daily cases. Then, of course, if something happened, there should be a causes that make that happen, right? You know, research says a causal effect. It is about, causal research. It is about the cause and effect. There is always a cause that makes or that contributes or that result in effects, right? Then these are the causes of this present situation. The causes were long holidays, because it is somehow funny if for foreigners to this sentence, but that's the fact. You can imagine for the long weekend holiday, say the holiday is on Friday, or the holiday is on Monday, for example. Then Indonesian will go to tourist objects for 3 or 4 days because they have long holiday, right? Long weekend holiday. And their interaction on that or on those tourist objects contribute to this present situation, to the high daily cases. See, at that time during the long holiday, the traffic was really bad. This is the photo, present photo I took from the media to show cars or visitors going to one of the famous tourist object in Jakarta called Puncak. Puncak is kind of a mountain area, almost the same with the Trawas one in East Java, but Puncak is in Jakarta. If you see, the traffic was really, really bad. This one is due to the long holiday and long weekend. Okay. Then another cause is this one. Low awareness of wearing mask. See these photos? These one are also a present photos. I think happened on May. See? They don't wear any mask. They just smoke. And this one, see? And these are just 2 photos. And also, but this kind of situation also happened in another area of Indonesia. So that's why they contribute to what the present condition are. Then what are our government response to that situation, to minimize that causes, to minimize the effect? On April 7th of April, actually, government already prohibited for no homecomings. No homecomings mean in Indonesia, there is a very big holiday called Idul Fitri, where in the normal period, all Muslims are going back to their village just to see and meet their families. And it is called homecomings, or meaning coming back home to their village. But in this year, actually the government already prohibited. But the fact shows that many Indonesians were still trying to fight the police. They tried any kind of efforts to be able to go to their village or to be back to their village. What they did was one of their efforts, or what they did were, if you see this one, the also no commercial flight and no homecomings applied back in 6 until 17. What they did, they came back earlier. They went home, they went to the village around 1st till 5th of May. So they can do it, right? So still many of them can still did the homecoming at that time. So yeah, that's what they did. But actually the government already made this rules or regulation not to homecomings for all Muslim. Then on January, our government has actually applied the community activities restriction. And this was due, if you remember, yesterday, the graph of Dr. Werner showed that the November 1 was the period when our COVID-19 increased until December. Because at the time, there were so many activities in Indonesia, like election, also the long holiday, then also the Christmas holiday, New Year holiday. Seeing that increase, at the time, the government applied this community activities restriction, or we call the PPKM. But this kind of restriction was not as strict as the large scale, the one that I mentioned before. And it is not as strict as the current emergency PPKM. Why? Because at that time, the number was not really dramatic, not as dramatic as today's situation. And actually, the government has also applied this kind of restriction program from 22nd of June until 5th of July. But as this kind of restriction was not as strict as the emergency PPKM, then the Indonesian residents didn't really obey about this restriction. At that time, many people are still moving, do their activities, going to mall, going to tourist objects, because this one is not as strict as now. In Indonesia, we need something very strict and with good punishment in order to make people afraid. And then now we are in the state of this one. If you see, now it's 9 of July, right? As I mentioned, we just got this applied on last week back in 3rd July, and it is planned to be implemented until 20 of July and subject to be extended if the number of COVID-19 is still increasing. And I believe that it will be still extended, saying that the current situation of Indonesian COVID-19 of around 40,000. Okay. Then another response of our government, we even changed our public holiday. Wait, I need to mute. Okay. We even changed our public holiday dates. You remember, one of the causes of the present condition was due to long public holiday, long weekend, right? Then our government changed our public holiday dates. If you see this one is Tuesday, Selasa is Tuesday, and the date that, I mean, the public holiday that actually should be on 10th of August was replaced or was moved to Wednesday, to 11th of August. Another example is on October, we will have a holiday on Tuesday, and it was moved to Wednesday. Okay. Then no collective leave means we cannot do any collective leave, or we cannot do office leave at the moment, because if you do the collective leave anyway, you can anywhere, right? So this one is especially applied for the public servants. So the government required them not to have the collective leave until this end of this year, or until the end of 2021. Okay, I think this one is a mistake. It's supposed to be 2021, where our government urged and encouraged more vaccination without similar required. That means previously our vaccination place, or our people that need to be vaccinated need to have the same domicile address with the vaccination place. So means if I stay in B area, then my my vaccination place must be around in B area. I cannot be vaccinated in C or D area because I'm not the of C and D area. But now the government, because they want to encourage and urge more vaccination, that regulation is eliminated. Then now I can do anywhere I want without the need to show my domicile address. I need to show, but they will regardless. If I stay in A, in B, then I can still do in C or D areas. And our president want 1 million vaccination daily, and it would increase to around 1.4 vaccination daily in August, because our target in 2022 or in the end of 2021, there will be 70% of our, the same with Philippines, I think anywhere to get herd community or to form the herd community, 70% of total population must be vaccinated. And in Indonesia, 70% is around 180 million vaccination. That's why 1 million daily needs to be implemented. Think I need to mute. Okay. So the same, this one, no collective leave, and see, public servants are prohibited to going for a holiday. Okay. And this what our government do these days in order to urge to urge or encourage more vaccination. Before, the vaccination place was only conducted in small place or small venues. Now, the government encourages more by conducting the vaccination in a stadium. This is a soccer stadium in Jakarta called Bung Karno Stadium. And this is the stadium in Surabaya called Tambaksari Stadium. If you see now, the vaccination are now conducted in this kind of a soccer stadium in order to get more people to be vaccinated in a day. That's what our government do lately, around a week ago or 2 weeks ago, in the past few weeks. Now, as I promised, I will show you the difference between the large-scale restriction. PPKM, you remember, this was the community activity restriction, and it was not as strict as the current emergency PPKM. The difference was, this is the timeline. It was back 10 till September 2020, while the community activities January till February, then June till 5th of July. And then this is the current one, which is from 3rd until 20 and subject to be extended. And the car, 50% only. This one is only for important things. And in many roads, there are many polices that will inspect us. If we have nothing or if we have unimportant things to do, but we are still around, then we will be asked to go home. This one happened for the PSBB and the emergency one. If you see this one, the capacity of the car are still the same. While in the PPKM, and as it is not as strict as the other two, then it was normal. Shopping mall, shopping center are closed. The same with now, we are closed only. I mean, the mall are closed. Only groceries, pharmacies, and restaurants are open. And for restaurants, there will be no dine-in service, only delivery. For online taxi at PSBB, no passengers, just delivery. Now it is allowed, of course, with 50% and apply health protocols, the strict one. School education, including kindergarten, then elementary, junior, senior high schools, universities, we are all online. I remember yesterday a question from one of you asked about the education, where we are all still online. Office, full work from home, also full work from home. That's why we are now conducting the summer program from home. And we only knew that we will be work from home a day before the emergency PPKM was asked to be implemented by the government, because the government announced this emergency PPKM a day before the implementation. On PPKM, we can still do 25-50% of VFO, work from office, and work from home. Health protocol, the same, of course. Wearing mask, social distancing. In emergency PPKM now, we are asked to wear double mask. Yesterday, Dr. Werner showed on the first layer, it will be the medical mask. On the second layer, it would be the textile mask. In order to make sure that no virus can infiltrate on our nose. Okay. Health protocol, of course, all are strict. Road almost empty, while during the normal PPKM, during the normal PKM, well, a bit less than normal, but it was still somehow normal. So I mean, the traffic jam was still happen during the PPKM. Public transport, less operational hours with 70% of capacity. But this one, I think the number of the hours reduced was only 1 or 2 hours, while this one, for both of these, it is reduced until perhaps 10 hours daily in total, I mean. While for the PSBB, restaurants were closed and no eat-in. Closed means no delivery at the time. Now we can still do the delivery. While on the normal PPKM, it was 24% eat-in. So we were allowed in this PPKM, we still were allowed to eat in at the time. Now I will move to the economic stimulus. Some of you asked about this yesterday, and now I will start with the past, then we'll move to the present. Okay, as yesterday, Dr. Werner mentioned about PEN, PEN, you remember? That was a state, in Indonesia, it is called, in English, state budget expenditure of around 400 trillion, or equivalent with 27 billion USD at the time. That was for PSBB. Okay, and for healthcare, this expenditure contributes 75 billion for healthcare. For social protection, this 400 contribute 100. Sorry, this one is supposed to be trillion, and this one also supposed to be trillion. Then for tax incentives, contributed 70 million, and for economic recovery, it contributed 150 trillion, and it makes to around 400 trillion in total. Okay. And we also give, for the healthcare, we also give incentive to medical workers with the monthly additional incentive is this amount. For the specialist doctor, it is $1,000, general doctor 750, nurses 100. And at the time, for healthcare, our government bought various medical equipments to deal with the COVID-19. Also, the government also give the health social security subsidy, or we call it the health insurance, Indonesian National Health Insurance, BPJS Kesehatan, or Kesehatan means health, BPJS, health BPJS. Then around 20 trillion for pre-employment card program, and each resident at the time received 3.5 million, or around 250. What is pre-employment card? This is a program, meaning that if I want to apply for this one, I need to apply for the program and will get the card. And this program will provide various training programs to prepare the residents or the applicants to be able to work or ready to work. So the government provides various training like about finance, marketing, digital marketing, then accounting, then human resource, any kind of programs that are delivered to make the participants ready for work. That's why it is called the pre-employment card. Okay, and then in total, once again, they receive around 3.5 million. Also, this one is for the unlucky people. Also, they will also get the basic need card. But this card or this subsidy is not in the form of cash, but in the form of food basic needs like rices, oil, then noodle. So, and the total of this basic needs subsidy is around 200,000 rupiah or around $15 per person. Okay. Also, at the time up to March 2021, for houses or customers with electricity below 450 kilowatt, they receive free electricity. They don't need to pay. For 901, they receive 50% discount from the total electricity bill, their monthly one. So monthly, they receive free electricity for 450 and 50% discount for 900 customers. And also low-cost housing subsidy. At the time, our government would like to encourage the housing sector. So they give the low-cost housing subsidy to buy low-cost housing in Indonesia. Then income tax exemption for workers with 200 million income per year. So annual income below 200 million, they will get income tax exemption. 200 million is around $13,500 per year or annually. Also for the company, they receive income tax reduction from 25 to 22. And the debt payments for small, medium, micro enterprises were postponed or delayed or prolonged for 6 months. Also, for the credit below 10 million, 10 billion, million is in Indonesia, billion or around USD is 678,000. Also for online taxi drivers, fishermen, if they have a debt or credit, the payment can be delayed or postponed or prolonged till 1 year. And the interest rate is also reduced. Okay, then that's what on the past. That's what our government did for the PSBB. Remember the large scale restriction. Now, what are our government doing as the economic stimulus for our current emergency PPKM? And this stimulus was just announced around the same day. I think on 5th of July or on 6th of July, or 2 or 3 days after the emergency PPKM was announced, and the social contribution or the economic stimulus are here. The government will spend around in total 6 trillion Indonesian rupiah for social support by giving around 10 million people in the poor condition to receive 300,000 Indonesian rupiah per person, and it would be for July and August. Why July and August? Because we really hope that the condition will be better after August. Okay, and then the government will spend 28 trillion on family hope program, meaning that each family, but this one is for one time, meaning for July and August, only for one time. For a family, it would be layered depending on how many students, not students, how many children you have. Are they on the kindergarten, or are they a baby or not? Then it will range from 900,000 until 3 million. For baby, for family with baby, it will be higher, and it will be given around 3 million. Okay, for a family with university kids, then it will be lower, around 900, or family with kids that already work, then it would be also lower, around 900 million. The same with the previous for the electricity discount, but not free for the 450, but discount 60% for the 450 customers and 25 for 900 and it would be until September. Not to forget, the next one is 28 million, trillion for village support. So this one is for residents in village, where each family will receive around 300,000 Indonesian rupiah. The basic need, remember, this one is not in money, in cash, but in the foods as a basic needs, like rice, oil, and etc. It would be the basic needs would amount to around 200,000 rupiah. For micro, small, medium enterprises, the government will spend around 15 suddenly disconnected. I apologize. Really apologize because it was unexpected. Can you hear my voice now?
Yes, sir.
Yes, sir.
Yes, sir.
And
Yes po.
what was my last slide? This one or the previous one?
The next slide.
Next one. So on this one, right?
Yes, sir.
Yes.
Okay. Thank you. Okay. So yeah, because our micro small enterprises, you can hear my voice clearly now, right? Contribute very good for the national contribution. They make job creation by our government in order to maintain the consumption. Remember, yesterday consumption is important. The consumption purchasing also um, micro, small, medium enterprise of 1.2 million until September. 1.2 million is, by the way, around 9. Okay. The same for those who have not applied for the pre-employment card, then they can apply and will get trainings and cash. Okay. Wait, I need to mute one of you. Okay. And now I move. We just did for the economic stimulus. Then I now move to transportation sectors. What
Yes.
our government did related to the transportation sector. The best. So this one is 2020. Our Ministry of Law and Human Rights prohibited foreigners coming to Indonesia. And actually last year, our government also applied no homecomings policy. Then also no commercial flights from 24th April till 7th of May. Still 2020, on 6th of May, our government released rules and regulation for airplane passengers. For example, need to have a strict health protocol, must have a PCR rapid test. On 23rd December, Ministry of Transportation also released another criteria for airline passengers during Christmas. Previously, within 14 days, now is 3 days. The same with now, in 3 days. Then on 28th of December, our Ministry of Foreign Affairs prohibited foreigners entering Indonesia from 1st of January until 28th. And then this one I already mentioned, because this one is related to mobility. To limit the mobility, our government applied community or PPKM from January, then June. And the same, I mentioned on April, no homecomings policy this year too. Then I now move to the education. Okay, because the transportation mobility, the present one I already mentioned previously, right? On what our government did to the present situation. Then now I move to the education. This one is the past, which is on 24th March. Our Ministry of Education. This is the photo of our Minister of Education, who is also an owner of Gojek. You know Gojek, right? Gojek, as he is the owner of Gojek. But he is now the Minister of Education. Okay, back in March last year, students are asked to do the study from home and no national exam. You know, in Indonesia, previously before the pandemic, national exam was important, very important. All students or high school students or elementary students will not graduate from elementary or high school if they didn't pass the national exam. So previously, national exam was really, really important and was the only criteria for students to graduate from their elementary or high schools. But due to the pandemic, then this national exam, the same with this year, were eliminated, were erased. No need to do the national exam because national exam were offline one. Since 9th of April, yesterday someone asked about the foreign students. Since 9th of April last year until now, no new study permit is issued by the Ministry of Education. Only for the existing, they can still enter, or the study permit can still be issued. For the new one, they are prohibited all. Okay, on 24th June, this is the beginning of the new semester, right? In Indonesia, the semester normally start February till June, then August till December. That's why the timeline was on 24th June. The Ministry of Education applied study from home till the end of 2020. And yesterday, someone asked, what are the subsidy for us as educators or as students? This one is the answer. Internet quota, gigabyte for university students and lecturers like me. Then 35 gigabytes for students. This one is for the tertiary students. And 42 for teachers. This one to support the implementation of the online teaching. Then the present, still on January. Remember, our semester start February. On January, the ministry still apply the SFK. While on 30 March, actually, our ministry asked the schools or universities to do hybrid. Because at the time, the number of cases were still low, right? But now, it is changed to online. Okay, no more hybrid. Okay, then this is the last part of my presentation. Now we will talk about vaccines. This is the timeline of our vaccination. Our president announced that all Indonesian residents will be vaccinated free of charge on December 16, 2020. Then, of course, the aim of having vaccination is to form herd immunity with expected 70% of population are vaccinated. It's this one I mentioned yesterday, 13th of January was the very first vaccination program in Indonesia. And at the time, it began with our president, President Jokowi Dodo, was the very first person vaccinated in Indonesia. And it was this moment, this vaccination was broadcasted nationally in all national television to show, because before or during or after this announcement, there were so many skepticism about the successful of vaccination. Because if you read many newspapers that our vaccination are actually speeded up, right? Speeded up means that actually vaccination or vaccine need to pass several phases of testing. But because this one is in emergency situation, that several phases need to be eliminated. In order, the most important one is we need to have the vaccine now. We should pass several phases. That's why it makes people skepticism of the successful of vaccination. I think, I don't know whether it is also happening in other countries, but yeah, I assume, I guess it also happens, the skepticism of vaccines. And his second dose was back into 28 January. And both of, not both, our president vaccines was Sinovac. Okay. And this one is the 4 phases that are planned to be done for vaccination program in Indonesia. It began in January till April with healthcare workers and equivalent, like doctors, nurses, and etc. Sorry, I unintentionally pressed something. Okay. Now you can see my share screen, right? So began January with priority given to healthcare workers. Then on second phase were for Indonesian Army, police, public service, law enforcer, and people or older people of 60 years old plus. And it is planned or targeted for 40 million people. And we are now on this one, on this stage, on this number. But if we see the timeline, we are actually here. But in terms of number, we are now still around 40 million. Okay. Next one is the third phase, actually been planned since April, but yeah, it is a bit late. It's began a bit late, I think on May or June. Then it is expected that around 64 million Indonesian population are vaccinated under this phase. And the last phase would be for all public, which actually the government is now encouraging this already. So there is no restriction only for from the age, meaning that for the kids, they are need to be 12 till 18, at least 12 years old, but others, they are fine to be vaccinated. Previously, there were some restriction, meaning that you have to be an army, you have to be a police, you have to be an educator in order to be vaccinated. But now, because the government encourages more vaccination, then anyone can be vaccinated without any domicile address. Okay, unless you are not 12 years old kids. Below are still prohibited. But if you are more, then it is fine. Okay. Then this one are some brands. Yesterday, if you remember, this year, Indonesia will have around 340 million vaccines, right? And next year would be around 80 million, and it makes 420. Remember yesterday, Dr. Werner said so. And that 320 consists of these 5 brands. Sinovac is 125, AstraZeneca around 50, Covax 54, 54, Pfizer 50, and Novavax 50 million. And these days, currently, Sinovac and AstraZeneca are still the most dominated in Indonesia. AstraZeneca is diminishing or decreasing because you see it's only 50 million. The most dominated one is now the Sinovac because they have 125 million. So these data, these brands, these numbers are the number of the contracts that our government have signed with all of these brands. Okay. Coming soon are Pfizer, then Moderna, I think. Yeah, there is not here, but Moderna is coming too. That's what the media says. Then this one. This one, as I showed you before, that the target for the first and second phase is around 40 million, right? But these days, we reach on around 33 million. If you see, this one is the data of 7th of July. But if you remember on my few slides before, it is already 34. So in the 1 or 2 days, the increased number of vaccines is already 1 million. Okay, so hopefully in the next few days, we can reach this target of the first and second phases of vaccination, which is around 40 million. Okay, so this is the first dose. Dose 1, and this is dose 2. For dose 2, currently we have around 15 million already been vaccinated for first and second dose. Like me, I've been vaccinated twice. I'm included in this part. Okay. Any questions now? I think I conclude my presentation, and I will move later after the question and answer session. Now I open session of question and answer. As usual, you can type in the chat section, or you can directly ask, which I actually encourage more on directly asking. You can ask or give your comment or share the situation in your country. Anything related to this topic is welcome. Please. And I hope that my presentation just now give you a better understanding what the situation in Indonesia is now, is currently. From the various sectors, not only the economic life, like yesterday. Please, guys. You can ask, wait. No, okay, still. Can you type in chat, or you can directly ask? From the data of COVID, I think Korea is one of the best country that is able to minimize the cases. Not to forget Vietnam, but right, don't think, let me see, anyone from Vietnam joining today? Wait. Okay, no one from Vietnam. So Taiwan from ISO. Taiwan, Vietnam, Korea, then yeah, I think those three countries are known as the best countries to handle or to cope with COVID-19. While, well, sorry to say, Indonesia, Philippines, India are not really successful in dealing with it, demonstrated by the very high number of COVID-19 cases. Okay, I will start with, let me, because I was disconnected, then now I need to set that you can chat to everyone. Okay. Now, thank you for your question, Princess, from Olfu, from Our Lady Fatima. Her question is, what is the biggest challenge of COVID-19 that the Indonesian government overcome? Well, sorry to say, it is the awareness of our residents is the biggest challenge. If you see, if we are aware of the COVID-19, we should actually wear and keep our social distancing. But if you see some photos that also not only happen on those two photos, but nationwide, they don't really aware, they don't really care of wearing masks unless the government asks or strictly asks to do so. Even the government asks to do so, but if there is no strict punishment, then they will also disobey that. Also, for the long weekend or long holiday, if we are aware, then we still we need to limit our willingness to go for holiday. But if you see on that picture on the very bad traffic jam, the traffic was like in the normal situation like before the pandemic. So I think the awareness of the residents would be the most challenges for our government. Among the types of vaccines, which one is more safe to use? Okay, thank you, Edwin from Meru. Well, I think every vaccine brand has its own advantages and disadvantages, and also all of them also state that their brand are safe for us. As I mentioned that due to the emergency situation, all of the brands didn't pass all of the normal testing phases. They just pass by and make the vaccine is available in the present days. So yeah, which one is the best? I cannot really say, but also you need to remember that every brand also has side effects, different side effects. Also, every brand is also received or rejected by any countries. Like in EU, they don't accept people vaccinated by Sinovac, while in other countries, they receive it or they accept it. So it is quite doubtful to say which one is the best, because I think every country has its own consideration, perspective to consider which one they will accept, which one they will reject. Talking about the side effects, I can say the worst one is AstraZeneca, because for me myself, I got the AstraZeneca, and I cannot do anything for 3 days because I was having a headache, then I was sleepy and I was feeling tired after the vaccination. But after 3 days, I was getting fine. Anything was fine. Not and I feel that nothing happened before. So yeah, side effects also. Every brand, vaccine brand has its different side effects. While for Sinovac, the side effects is not as bad as AstraZeneca. That's what people say. Thank you, Edwin, for your questions. For another question comes from Ivan. What vaccine does the people of Indonesia prefers the most? I can say it is between Sinovac and AstraZeneca. For those who don't want or who feel better not to have side effects, then Sinovac would be the most preference. But for those who are willing to say going to Europe and they are fine to have side effects, AstraZeneca would be the choice. But lately meaning in the past few weeks or in the past week, AstraZeneca in Indonesia is decreased already. So the vaccination programs, the ICOU on the stadium, they all use the Sinovac because of the number of the contracted with the government contract with the Sinovac is higher, 125, while for the Astra was only 50, right? So these days, mostly Sinovac, because the other two brands are still on the way or are still reaching Jakarta as the center. And normally the vaccine will reach Jakarta and it will distribute it to other provinces afterward. So we are now still having Sinovac and Astra. Next one from Andrea. Do you have a freedom to choose vaccine? No. We cannot find or we cannot choose our the brand that we want to have. The only thing that Indonesian people can do is deferring the vaccination. Meaning that if I don't want Sinovac, then I will skip that opportunity to be vaccinated with that brand, and I will wait for other brand, for other vaccination program with other brand. That's the only way Indonesian can do. We cannot choose the brand. I think worldwide also the same. Can you choose your vaccine brand in Philippines? I don't think so, right? But you can do what I just said, deferring taking the vaccine program. Rodo, what is your overall assessment with your government in dealing with the what is my rating for our government? At some points we see that our law enforcement is a bit low, meaning that if I can say, if we consider that the awareness of our population is low, then we need to have a strict law enforcement. Then by doing so, people will be afraid of not wearing masks. But in Indonesia, the law enforcement is only the suggestion. There is no real punishment of paying several amount of money like in Malaysia, right? I heard that if you didn't do the lockdown, if you go outside, then there will be a very high fine or punishment that needs to be paid. But that not happen in Indonesia. But yeah, I can also imagine how difficult the government in this kind of situation, because yeah, we are on the middle between health concern and economic concern. I can say so because I see in the lower extent that in the university management situation, where, because I'm also one of the directors on at Ubaya, and I see the process of how our management, the Ubaya management, handles this COVID-19 situation, and it is difficult, really difficult. If we release a decision, then it will impact on other things. It will release another different decision, then it will impact to other things. So it is difficult, and remember that the situation is changing, not in a month's time or a year time, but in hours time. That is also make us difficult. What we can say is we need to appreciate what our government already did, because I believe that what they did is the best for us. The same, I think all government in the world want to save their residents, right? That's why they do what they can do the best. Okay. Okay, is this the last question from Rodel? Any more other questions from you guys? Please, I will give 2 more minutes for you to ask things. Okay, if there is no more questions, now I will move to the last part of my session, which is now I want you to complete this link. Sandra or Fancy, can you copy paste this link on the chat section? This is the your satisfaction questionnaire about our summer program. Please feel free to fill and complete this now, because it is only short one. Please complete it, and from your feedback, then we can use your feedback for our improvement for the next summer program. Also, for you who already completed or filled this link, this feedback, I also open the opportunity for you to say something good or bad are welcome. What do you think about this program? Are you satisfied? Are you dissatisfied? Are you happy? Are you unhappy? You can say anything, so that me as a committee and others can also see what do you think. Okay, I will now just stop share. Put that, please. For those who already complete this link, please say your feedback, your opinion about your program. I welcome for any kind of comment or feedback. Whether they are good or bad, I will accept it, and I will put it as things for improvement for our next summer program. While you are filling or completing the link, I also would like to apologize if during the implementation of the summer program, I and my colleague Sandra and Fancy and also the speakers did something wrong or did something that make you uncomfortable. Please apologize for that. Hope you can understand. Also, for sometimes our internet connection was not good. Please also apologize for that. And those who already complete, please also talk directly to us. Turn on your video. Say something about the program. I also not to forget to say thank you to all of active, great enthusiasm during the summer program, which make our sessions, our classes lively with very good interaction among us. Thank you for all your contribution, your comments, your feedback to all of the sessions.
For now, the respondents of the questionnaire is been 33 participants, and the numbers keep going up. So we are willing to hear some feedback from you guys, if any, if there are any comments
33
or
start.
37 for now.
Yes, please.
Yep, and 40.
Okay.
And the numbers keep
So
going
for
up.
those who already filled, yeah, good. Those who already filled and completed the questionnaire, then please say something. You can also say goodbye to others. Thank you, Edwin. You wanna say or talk directly, please? Also, please say to others. Also, to keep us connected, if you want, please also fill this one. Right. Fill this form so we can share or change our social media address. Mine is on also, you can also add me. I also welcome for you guys to add my Instagram. For this link, I made because we have now data protection law, meaning that I or the committee cannot share other data freely. Okay, now Espera, please, you can unmute and video on if possible, if your bandwidth is allowing you. Please,
Hello.
Esperanza. Hello,
Hello.
Esperanza from Tarlac State University. How are you? Apa kabar?
Hello everyone. I would like to thank during the first day to our host and also to our resource speakers. I'd learned a lot, and so my feedback regarding our 1 week program is that I really like the program and I really enjoy the program. So in the first activity like preparing the some stuff given activities to us is I learned something to it, the covering of the pattern, something like that. That would be all. Thank you po.
Thank you, Esperanza, for your compliment. Thank you. Anyone else would like to say something? Edwin, perhaps? I see you unmute yourself. You want to say something, Edwin?
Hello.
Hello, Edwin. How are you? From the farthest of Kenya.
Yeah, I'm from Kenya. I have just like to appreciate the session. It was really
Yeah.
amazing, and I have enjoyed it. Thank you.
Thank you. Anyone else? Hello? Please unmute yourself first before you talk. I see from Siong. Uh,
Hello.
is this Jolina? Hello,
Yes,
Jolina.
hello.
Jolina
Hello,
or Justin first? Wait. I will start with Justin first, then you, Jolina. Okay?
It's okay.
Please,
Okay.
Justin. Please, Justin. From Bukidnon.
Who's Justin? Hello, sir.
Yes.
Uh,
Can you say
this program is given. Good morning, sir.
good morning?
I would like to extend our very thankful gratitude to your program, sir. We learned a lot, sir, and this seminar give us more knowledge that we are to become an individual, productive, and innovative. Thank you, sir.
Thank you, Justin. Now, Jolina, please,
Okay,
from
hello.
Batangas. Hello.
Hello. So, on behalf of Batangas State University, Philippines, we would like to extend our heartfelt gratitude to University of Surabaya or Ubaya for giving us this kind of opportunity. So, this activity is so interesting, informative, worth the time, and very friendly. So we want to congratulate you as well for implementing such
Thank you.
successful, effective, productive, and interactive program despite the current situation that we are in. And this just proves that there's nothing that can hinder us from learning, from doing something new, from exploring the world and all, and also from crossing beyond the borders, right? So amazing ways like this really help us a lot. So this program is very commendable, and we are thankful for the warm welcome from Indonesia. And the speakers were so nice. They are very admirable and very excellent in their particular fields, and we really learned a lot and we had so much fun. So let's just keep praying for the world to heal, for us to see each other face to face, and for us to have the
Yes,
chance
thank
to,
you.
to meet each
Each
other
other.
and to build friendship and camaraderie. And we are looking forward for more opportunities like this in the future. And also let's look forward in visiting Indonesia real soon. So see you all soon there.
Yes.
So thank you
Don't
so
forget
much,
if you visit
everyone.
Indonesia. Thank you
Yes,
so much, Jolina.
thank you.
If you
Please
visit
stay
Indonesia,
safe.
Surabaya, please let us know.
Okay, we will let you know about that. Please stay safe and healthy wherever you are. Sending virtual love from Batangas State University and from the Philippines. You are all blessed. Thank you so
Thank
much.
you, Jolina. Thank you. Anyone else? Thank you, Jolina, for
Hello.
a very good compliment. Yep.
Hello,
Now
can I speak?
is Camila
Yeah, hello.
from
I'm gonna turn
Lyceum.
on my camera. Hello.
Yes, hello.
Hi, I
Hello,
just want to
Camila.
say, like, overall, I would rate the program 10 out of 10. And by the way, I
Wow,
want to
thank
speak
you.
on behalf of LPU Batangas because we really enjoyed the program. We were really happy to be able to contact you about this summer program. And when we were in all of the sessions, it was very interactive. It was very fun. And I really enjoyed all the speakers. I think all the information was very relevant, especially in terms of the economy, in terms of the pandemic situation. And I feel like we all have a lot to learn from your discussions. And I think it was so fun that we were able to learn a little bit more about the Indonesian language and even the Javanese script writing and pattern making. And it's just a lot of skills and a lot of fun. And I really want to thank you guys so much for this fun online program.
Thank you, Camila. Thank you. Thank you very
Thank
much
you.
for that. My also warmest regard to the Lyceum Batangas colleagues. I have several colleagues from that I know from Lyceum Batangas, because we are on the board of universities are on the AUAP association. Thank you, Camila. Next one, please, for the last time. Not for the, I mean for the last session. Please do. Please say something. Perhaps from Korea, from ISO Yuki, because I had from Philippines, Kenya, from Korea, from Malaysia yesterday. Nurul, I don't know whether. Oh, Nurul, you want to say something? Of course, in English, not in Indonesian, right? Just kidding you, because I know that you are Indonesian yesterday. Nurul, what do you think? You are now representing Malaysia. Nurul or colleagues from Daiku or Tai from Lakon Solesiong, you want to say something? Please, and welcome. You know, in the offline summer program, I sometimes give something for those who answer my question. But because of this virtual one, I cannot give anything to you. But in the offline, on my class, I sometimes give like a coffee sachet, candy, yeah, Indonesian things or Indonesian small souvenir. I say something. C1, you wanna say something? From Daffodil, perhaps from Bangladesh, representing your country, saying something about this program. Or
Hello, am I
from
audible?
India. Hello. Yes, you are audible.
Okay. First of all, I'd like to thank you very much for this wonderful session. And you guys had put a lot of effort for us, and I'm really delighted. And I would like to ask if, I mean, where will I get the links or the classes that's been recorded?
For a recorded one, there are all on YouTube. Wait, Sandra, can you inform them the our account? They are all on YouTube. So since the first day until now, we are on YouTube.
Yes,
While for the presentation links, we will send it you. I mean, for the PPT material links, we will send you after this session.
Sure,
While for the
very much.
recorded
Thank
one,
you very much.
it is there on YouTube. Thank you, Anika.
Thank you so much.
So you can still watch or see our video on YouTube. Any other would like to say something? Comments? Someone from Batangas Glen, you want to say something? Okay, if not, okay, if no one, would like to, okay, but I will just read your comments in the chat section. Few of you, wait. Marian, I had so much fun during the summer program. I have learned a lot from the culture of Indonesia to the more practical and current topics about our countries. Thank you. Thank you, Marian, for your compliment. From Cindy, thank you so much, Ubaya, for this wonderful opportunity. We are from Bukitnan State University, had so much fun and learned not just about the culture of Indonesia, but also sharing how amazing and genuine people are, making new friends and how hospitable the participants and speakers were. Looking forward for the next summer program. See you soon, everyone, and keep safe. Thank you, Cindy. From Risa, thank you, Ubaya, for giving us this opportunity to join the summer program. We enjoyed and learned a lot. God bless all of us and keep safe. Thank you, Risa. From India, IIS, thank you so much, Ubaya, for such a wonderful summer program. It was a wonderful experience. I, from the IIS University Jaipur, India, would like to extend gratitude to Ubaya for conducting such a wonderful and well-managed program. Thank you to all. From Rodel, do you have any other link for the evaluation? Sandra, can you share the link for those who cannot access?
So for those
Okay,
who cannot
Sandra,
access the
now
link,
from
please
Nurul.
try this one.
Okay. For those who cannot access the previous link, you can try to access this link. The one typed by Sandra. Okay, from Nurul, I really enjoyed this program, even though I'm Indonesian myself. It was my first time learning the Japanese calligraphy. So I assume that you are not from Java, right? Hearing current updates and learning more about Indonesia helped during my homesickness to my home country. Oh, so you are now in Malaysia. Okay. I hope Ubaya will invite us again for the upcoming program. Okay, we will. Okay, this is the link that Miss Sandra gave to you. Thank you, Ubaya. From Aaron, thank you very much. From now is from Bianca, thank you very much for this opportunity. Thank you for sharing knowledge to us. God bless and keep safe. Always thank you, everyone. Thank you. From Daffodil, Saima, thank you, Ubaya, for this event. I'm Saima from Daffodil, Bangladesh. This was very helpful. Learned so many things and got a new experience. Looking forward to the next session. Okay. From Carissa, from La Consolación. Good afternoon. I'm very grateful because I've been part of the summer program. Thank you for a wonderful program. A lot of students learn a lot in this program, and we have enjoyed this program. Thank you for all the speakers who share their knowledge and talent. Thank you too to Carissa from Hindustan. From Hindustan, it was fun and new experience for us. Learn a lot new things. Looking forward to meet all of you soon. I will also looking forward to meet you all of you guys. From Batangas, Glenn, thank you very much for such an excellent and amazing activities and experience. We really enjoyed. God bless. Keep safe. Hope to visit Indonesia soon in the future. Hope to see you in Indonesia then. From Anika, thank you so much. I really appreciate the efforts. Thank you. Oh, Nurul is from Sumatra. That's why people learn about Japanese script. Meru, from Meru, Mawaura, thank you very much to Baya. Also send my regards to Helen. From LCUP, Lyceum, thank you. Ubaya, thanks for the efforts and knowledge. Oh, Lyceum ESLP. Sorry. Thank you very much, Ubaya. Give me chances to discover more about myself when it comes to creative and technical skills. It was happy experience for us to explore something about Indonesia. Thank you, Leslie, for your comment. Someone asked about the soft copies of presentation. Yes, we will share a link that will see all of the presentation. From Thailand, thank you. Pon Sanuk, thank you for joining from Panyapurat. Send my regards to, I forgot her name, but I have a colleague from Panyapurat, the lady one. Thank you very much. This was a very fun and wonderful program. From Anna, thank you to all speakers and staffs of Ubaya, Adi, Sandra, Tif, Krista. Even it is an online program, it has been such a memorable moment since we were learning while having fun. I'm hoping that students from Tarlac can participate on your offline. Okay, we'll inform you if we conduct the offline one, no problem. From NG Taiwan, she want to visit Indonesia. Yes, please visit. Remember, if you visit Indonesia, let us know. We can meet. Okay, Ritika from the deal. Thank you, Ubaya, for such a memorable moment. Then, okay, from Consoli Lasiang Noel, thank you, Noel. I think because the same thank you also from John. Thank you also, John. Again, from Sim So Yun, thank you. From Jovelyn, words are not enough. Thank you. Thank you for your compliment. From Escoti, oh, okay. From nursing. As a nursing student, I knew how your country worked hard to combat COVID-19. This will really help me in my course, transcultural nursing. Looking forward to seeing you again, team. Thank you. From LCUP La Consolian, Ramil, thank you for your compliment. From Molino, also thank you. From University of Perpetual System, Delta Molino. Same from Min. Jairah King, thank you. From Olfu. Yes, and my regards to Prof. Ignacio. Oh yeah, and also my regards to Ma'am Armina Javia. Yeah, I think she visited our summer program on our last offline summer program. She visited also our campus. Send my regards to her too. From Martin, thank you. From Crystal, also thank you. From Lope from San Pedro, also thank you. From Yaira, also thank you. From Siwan, thank you. Thank you, Taiwan, for your help, support. From Christian. Okay. I think because there are another 40, then I need to conclude on this one. Anyway, thank you for all. Last but not least, I just remind you of this one. The e-certificate that please remember to complete all necessary documents. If you have any questions, you can email Sandra and Fancy on international student at unit Ubaya CID. I think you know the link, the email. Also, please apologize that we expect some delays as we are suddenly on work from home condition. I mentioned that we just knew that we will be work from home a day before. So that's why we will try our best to speed up the making of e-certificate. But many of the files are still in our office, but we will do our best to speed up this e-certificate contribution. Okay. For the final one, we will do the final group photo. Okay. I'll just stop there. Please turn on your video all. We will do the last final group photo. Remember, please keep in touch via social media. Sandra, are you ready?
Yep, I'm ready, but I'm still checking from the pages whether they had turned on their video on or not.
Okay.
Start
If
with the
it's
first
possible,
page.
please turn on it.
Yeah.
Okay.
Okay. Since there is 13 pages, so be patient, guys. Okay, we'll
Okay.
start with the first page. 1, 2, 3. Okay. I'll move to the second one. So just put your smiles on still. Okay, finish with the second one, and then the third. 1, 2, 3. And then the fourth. Thank you guys for having us. And then the fifth. Thank you guys for turning on the video on the 5th pages. You're so great. 1, 2, 3. Thank you for the love, Tracy. And then move to the 6th. Okay, thank you for the 6 pages persons or participants. I'll try my best to take all your photos. And the 7th, okay, there's no one turned on their video, but that's okay. I'll stay to take your photos. And the 8th, the 9th, 10, 11. Thank you so much for using the Tweebon and put it on the display picture. We really appreciate it. And on the last page, 13. Thank you.
Okay. Then this is really the official one that we need to separate each other. So once again, I really hope that you enjoy and get something useful from our summer program. And until we meet again, and please keep connected via social media. And now I officially close this online summer program, July 2021. Thank you, guys. See
Thank you.
you. Keep safe.
Terima
Keep
kasih.
healthy.
Thank you so
Bye-bye.
much.
Terima
Terima
kasih.
kasih. Bye.
Thank you so much.
Terima kasih.
To that.
Thank you so much.
Terima kasih, everyone.
Much. Enjoy, everyone.
Terima kasih.
See you all soon.
Thank you so much. Bye.
Everyone.
Thank you.
Take care, everyone.
Bye. Thank
Thank
you.
you.
Okay, thank
Terima
you.
kasih.
Thank you so much.
Happy birthday, happy birthday, happy birthday to you.
Terima kasih.
Terima kasih. Terima kasih.
Terima kasih.